Hello, thank you so much for joining me for Firefly Yoga today. This class is designed to build heat and strengthen with vinyasas, and will also be including an arm balance. So for our practice today, we will start in an easy, comfortable seat, whatever that means for you. You might take your hands to pull the flesh back from your glutes to help you feel a little more grounded in your sits bones. Once you come into your comfortable seat, go ahead and close your eyes. Bring your gaze inward. Let your hands gently rest. And simply bring your awareness to how you're breathing in this moment. Allowing yourself time to transition into your practice. And time to just notice how your physical body feels. And how much you can lengthen your breath. Taking deeper inhalations and slower exhalations. Use this time of centering to set an intention for your practice if you'd like. If you're not sure what your intention is, I'd like to offer you strength or clarity or letting go. On your next exhale, open your mouth, release, let go. Start to open the eyes, come back into the space. Now, because we're doing our fire flow and we're going to up our energy, we're going to practice Kapalabhati Breath, which is the breath of fire. So this breath is used to stimulate and ignite vitality and light within the body and mind. It builds energy and heat. So this is going to really start us off in a great way for this fire flow. So for Kapalabhati Breath, if you've not done it before, know that this is a series of forceful exhalations. So you're taking one big inhalation and then very quick exhalations. So it sounds like this. So the belly feels like it's pumping. So one helpful thing that you can do is to bring one hand to your belly. You can feel that pumping action, that movement. Or you can simply rest your hand. It's totally up to you. Before we get started, let's inhale all the way to the top of the breath, taking in as much air as possible. Exhale, release completely, let go. Now, hand to belly or not, on your next inhale, breathe in just to 3/4 lung capacity. And exhale. Inhale deeply. Exhale, open your mouth, release. So that was one round. Before we take a couple more rounds, let's just talk about what might have happened in your experience. You might have felt a little anxious or maybe felt like those were too many for you. You can do less and stop earlier than I do. You can do more if you'd like. This is totally up to you. Try not to stress about it, but notice that when you're making the forceful exhalations, inhalations are happening naturally. So let's try again. Hand to belly or not. Inhale to 3/4 lung capacity. And exhale, exhale, exhale. Stop. Inhale deeply. Exhale, release, let go. Take a moment to recenter. Find your breath. Just take a moment to note how the experience was that second round, and know that we've got just one more round of our Kapalabhati breath to go, our breath of fire. helping us to build heat and vitality. So when you're ready for this last round, inhale to 3/4 lung capacity and focus on the exhales. Inhale deeply. Exhale, release, let go. Now, just finding your natural breath, how you breathe without force or control. Noticing if anything has changed, the sensation of the air coming in and out of the nostrils, the sensation in your torso, in your body, what's going on in your mind and your heart. Just notice any shifting that might have happened for you. From here, we'll start to incorporate movement. We'll tuck our chin towards our chest, feeling a stretch at the back of the neck. When you're ready, bring one ear over towards the same side shoulder. Exhale, take it to the other side. Making half circles, inhaling to one direction. Exhaling opposite direction. Know that if you come into one side and you feel tightness, you can pause. Take a longer breath. Move on to the other side. When you're ready, you can even take it further by taking one hand above the ear, not pushing, just gently guiding, getting a deeper stretch, opposite side of the neck. If that feels good to you, you can try it on the other side. And then release, find center. Lift your chin, gaze forward. We'll come into a seated half moon variation. So as we take this side body stretch, we're going to take the opposite hand to the knee. So for example, arms are going to rise up. You're going to take one hand to the opposite knee. Opposite arm reaches other direction. Nice deep stretch in the side body. I can feel this between the ribs. Feels really good because I'm super tight in this area today. Let's try the other side and see how that feels. So we'll sweep both arms up, lower opposite hand to opposite knee, and then reach overhead. Notice how this feels. Great way to target that congestion in the side body. And this feels so good that we're going to do it again. So inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, set it up. Reach overhead. If this hurts your knee, you can take your hand to your thigh instead. Inhale, arms rise up. This is a really cool combo stretch because I can also really feel it in the shoulder of my lower arm. One side definitely more than the other. So maybe you're taking inventory of how your body feels today. Inhale, find center. Let's do this one more time. I'm just taking this time to let our bodies warm up before really finding that heat and energetic movement. Inhale, reach the fingers up, and exhale, set it up. Inhale, the arms come up to center. And exhale, just let the arms float down. Hands are going to find the thighs. Now we're coming into our Anahata Kriya, so our heart energy center cleansing technique. I'll take the right ribs towards the right knee. Bring the chest forward, come over to the left, and continue to circle around. So another movement that really feels good in the side body. You might also be feeling this in the back space and maybe even in the hips. I'm just letting the crankiness and the stiffness release from the body. And then we'll switch the direction. You might be noticing if your body wants to move slow, this means that you're gonna really want that energy, finding that balance. I'm the type of person that likes to move slow in my yoga practice. So the more energetic, faster pace is more of a challenge for me because it's not my preference. And on the other side of the coin, you might be someone extremely energetic that has trouble slowing down. So wherever you are, just notice. This movement will let you know. If you're moving really fast, you're probably already ready for all that energy. And if you're moving slower, just know that it's coming up. So we'll make the circle smaller until we find center. Reach the crown of the head up, straight spine. From here, we'll take the hands outside of the hips. Inhale, lift the shoulders up to the ears. Exhale, take the shoulders back and down. Continuing to move with your movement following your breath. Just prepping the shoulders for mobility because we will be using the arms and the shoulders as we move through the vinyasas. Notice how the shoulders feel. And then bring the shoulders back and down. Now on the next inhale, we're going to lift the arms up, fingertips towards the sky. We'll interlace the fingers and then flip the palms up. Straighten the arms as much as you can. Ears are between the biceps. As you exhale, take your arms forward. Inhale, bring the arms up. Now, exhale, release. Take the arms behind you. Interlace the fingers. Clasp the palms together. Inhale, lift the fist, gaze up. Extension for the spine. Exhale, release the hands. Reach them back up. Flip the palms up. Continuing to move with our breath. Inhale here. Exhale, lower the arms down. Inhale, let them rise up again. Exhale, release, take them behind your back. Reconnect. And as you lift the fist, open your heart, gaze up. Exhale, release. And again, this is our last round. Inhale, lower the arms. Exhale. Inhale, lift them up. Exhale, release, take them behind. Reconnect. Lift the fist, open the heart, gaze up. Feels so good. Now release the arms, just shake out the shoulders. We're going to change the station of our body now from seated to kneeling. So we're coming into child's pose. As you come into child's pose, think about how your body feels today. If your hips are tight and cranky, then I recommend that you bring the knees open the width of the mat, big toes together. Fingertips reach forward, forehead to the mat. Now, alternatively, if you've been feeling discomfort in your back, then I recommend bringing your knees together, feet together, and then arms by your sides. This is also going to help to release the shoulders, forehead to the mat. So in this variation, I can feel this more in my back. Take whichever one you need. You might try both of them. And as you settle into your child's pose, come back to your breath. Notice how you're breathing after some gentle movement, after warming up, after practicing breath work. Just check in. On the next inhalation, we'll start to lift the head. Now from here, we're going to lift the hands, reach them forward towards the top of the mat. Separate the knees to hip distance, curl the toes, lift the hips way up high, and come into your first downward facing dog. So taking several breaths here. First, setting things up. If your hamstrings are really tight, know that we're coming for them for deeper stretches later. But for now, to support them, you can bend your knees. Or if your hamstrings are more open, you can press your heels towards the mat, straightening your legs. You can take knee bends. So as one knee bends, opposite leg straightens. And then switching it up on the other side. Keep sending your chest towards your thighs. Spread the fingers wide. If you're taking the alternating knee bends, take one more on each side. And then bring the legs to center. We're preparing for a Cheetah Flow. So really pressing palms to the mat. Finding comfort in your down dog. Inhale, starting with the right side, lift and lengthen the right leg. As you exhale, bend your knee, bring your knee towards your nose. Inhale, re-lengthen that right leg. This time as you exhale, bend your knee, bring it towards your right tricep. Inhale, find length. Exhale, bend your knee, bring it towards your left tricep. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, right foot meets the mat. Pause here, take a full round of breath. Inhale through the nostrils. Exhale, open your mouth, sigh of relief. Now coming into the left side, inhale, lift and lengthen the left leg. Exhale, bend the knee, bring it towards the nose. Inhale, re-lengthen that left leg. Exhale, bend the knee, bring it towards the left tricep. Inhale, re-lengthen. Exhale, left knee to right tricep. Inhale, find length. Exhale, left foot meets the mat. Full round of breath. Inhale through the nostrils. Exhale, open your mouth, sigh of relief. Now slowly walk your feet towards the top of the mat. Once you get there, bring your palms to your shins. Inhale as a half lift. And then exhale, let's come into a forward fold. And as we come into our forward fold, we notice how the back of the body feels. We completely relax the head and the neck, shake it from side to side, maybe forward and back. Arms can dangle. Knees can bend if the hamstrings are tight. Or maybe you bend the knees as you inhale and then straighten the legs as you exhale. Now, if you cannot touch the mat with your hands, no worries. You can let your arms dangle or you can take your hands to blocks. So just a couple more rounds of breath in our forward fold. Really just letting the spine decompress and stretching the back of the body. Remember this pose anytime you need to relax. And then from here, we're going to slowly start to rise up to standing position. So bend the knees. Slowly roll up. Take your time. There's no rush. The slower you move, the more control you have. And let the head come up last to prevent you from getting dizzy. So we arrive to our standing posture of Tadasana. We'll bring our arms by our sides. We're going to take 3 rounds of Surya Namaskar A, so sun salutation A. So when you look down to your feet, make sure the feet are hip distance. Now, as you inhale, arms rise up. We'll take this first round slow. Exhale, hinge at the hips, come back to your forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the hands. Now, step the right toes way back. Step the left toes back. So we're in our plank position. Now, we'll lower down, knees, chest, chin. Come onto the thighs, come onto the belly. Now, shoulders back, lift your chest, gaze forward. Exhale, lift the hips, straighten the arms. Come back to downward facing dog. We've got 3 rounds of breath here. Now you can practice your lion's breath, inhaling through the nostrils. Exhale, sigh of relief. Couple more times. And again. From here, step to the top of the mat. Inhale, find a half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up, fingertips towards the sky. Exhale, bring the thumbs down the midline. Separate the hands, and we're back to our starting position of Tadasana. So that's 1 round. We're going to take 2 more. You can feel free to go at your own pace. So if you'd like to do double time and go faster, feel free to do that. If you want to go slower, you can do that as well. If you want to take child's pose instead of down dogs, feel free to do whatever works for your practice today. Otherwise, you can follow along with me. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the hands. Step or jump the feet back, plank position. Lower down knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pausing here, finding your breath, taking note of the shifts and the changes you're feeling in your body with this movement. And then make your way to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up, gathering all the energy. Exhale, bring the thumbs down the midline, separate the hands. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, it's forward fold. Inhale is our half lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step or jump back, plank position, move through your flow. Take it to down dog. Few rounds of breath here. Now remember, anytime we're in downward facing dog, you have the option to come into child's pose if you prefer. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Slowly starting to build heat. And then making our way to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, thumbs come down the midline. Now, as the thumbs come down the midline, pause here. Find your breath. Notice the energy that you're gaining and creating with your movement. Feel so much gratitude for this time and this practice. Now on the next exhale, we'll separate the arms, bring them by your sides. Look down to your feet. So we're going to take the feet now from hip distance together. So you're going to bring your big toes together, leave a little space at your heels. So now we're coming into 3 rounds of Surya Namaskar B, Sun Salutation B. So starting at the top of the mat, big toes together, space at the heel. This one's going to start off with chair pose, Utkatasana. So we sit back as if we're looking for a chair. Bring the arms forward and up. Make sure the knees aren't coming past the toes. And really squeeze the thighs together, activating and building strength. Feel the heat there at the thighs. One more round of breath. Inhale. Exhale, come into your forward fold. Big release, feels so good. Inhale, take a half lift. Feel into the hamstrings. Exhale, connect the hands, step or jump back, move through your flow. Inhale, heart is open, gaze is forward. Exhale, take it to down dog. Now this time we're going to continue to move. So inhale, lift and lengthen that right leg. Exhale, bend the knees, step it through. Engage that right hip. And then lift the arms up. Gaze is forward. Crescent lunge. Now as you exhale, take the hands down. Right foot comes back, plank position. Move through your flow. Exhale, we find down dog. Continuing to move, inhale, lift and lengthen that left leg. Exhale, bend the knees, step it through. Now engaging the left hip. Inhale, the arms rise up, gaze is forward. Exhale, hands come down. Left foot comes back, plank position. Move through your flow. Now this time in down dog, we'll stay with the breath. You're probably feeling more heat, more energy. Know that if this is too much for you, you can skip the vinyasas. Take what you need. Make your way to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, let's come back to chair pose. And then exhale, Tadasana, mountain pose. So that's one round. We're going to take 2 more. Give yourself a moment to relax the shoulders away from the ears. Find your breath. Sometimes with movement, our breath shortens. So just let yourself get recentered, but feel this energy moving and circulating through your body. Feel so much gratitude for the ability to create this energy through your own movement, through your practice. Starting round 2, as we inhale, we'll find our chair pose. And then we'll exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the hands. Come into plank position. Move through your flow in your way. Remember, when we get to down dog, we'll continue the movement. Inhale, lift and lengthen the right leg. Exhale, bend the knees, step it through. Inhale, the arms come up. Now we're going to add on to this second round. Exhale, bend the elbows, find cactus arms, open your heart, gaze up, a little back bend. Inhale, reach the fingers up. Exhale, take the hands down, right foot comes back, move through your flow. Build that heat, find that energy, take it to downward facing dog. Inhale, lift and lengthen the left leg. Exhale, bend the knees, step it through. Inhale, arms rise up, adding on. Exhale, bend the elbows, cactus arms, gaze up. Inhale, reach the fingers up. Exhale, take the hands down. Left toes come back. It's plank position. Lower down. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, down dog. Stay here with the breath. Using this time to lengthen the breath. To check in with yourself. Maybe you rock the hips from side to side. Now from here, step or jump to the top of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, Tadasana. Now before we come into our third round, let's take one hand to our heart, the other hand to our belly. Simply notice the breath. Give yourself a chance to reconnect and re-lengthen the breath. In this moment, we notice how much we can shift our energy just by moving with intention, with this time we've set aside for ourselves. Exhale, release the arms, bring them by your sides. We've got one more round. Let's do this. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant your hands, feet make their way to the back of the mat. Now lower down, move through your flow. Feel the strength in your arms, open your heart. Take it to down dog. Inhale, lift and lengthen the right leg. Exhale, bend the knees, step it through. Inhale, arms rise up, continuing to add on. Exhale, cactus arms. Inhale, reach the fingers up. Now as you exhale, open the arms, twist to the right. Inhale, bring the arms forward. Exhale, take the hands down. An opportunity to fire things up even more. As you bring your right leg back, you can let it hover as you lower down. Take it all the way to down dog. Then inhale, lift and lengthen that left leg. Exhale, bend the knees, step it through. Inhale, the arms rise up. Exhale is cactus arms. Inhale, reach the fingers up. Exhale, open the arms, twist to the left. Inhale, bring the arms back to center. Exhale, take the hands down. Now, taking the option to build extra strength, left foot can hover as you lower down. Move through your flow. And as you make your way to downward facing dog, stay here with your breath. Remember, you've got option for child's pose if you prefer. Now, if you want to practice jumping to the top of the mat, you can soften the knees, And jump forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, Tadasana. Woo! Relax the shoulders, shake them out. Feel the energy at your heart space. Notice how your body feels now after some of that movement. And know that we're going to be coming into a hamstring stretch and then moving into a deep hip opener for balance and concentration and strength and stretching. So lots of more fun things coming up. For our next option, start with your feet hip distance. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, hinge at the hips, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Now, as you exhale, first of all, you're going to step your right foot back about 3 feet. If your fingertips don't touch the ground, you can bring blocks underneath your hands at whatever height you need to in line with your front foot. So we're coming into our pyramid pose. Both legs are straight. Take an inhale breath. And as you exhale, fold. Bringing your torso towards your left leg. Remember, you don't have to use the blocks if you don't need to. You can bring your fingertips or your palms down to the mat. Continue to breathe and feel into this pose. Feels so good to stretch the hamstrings. You can think about sending that left hip back, right hip forward, just a little micro movement. On your next inhale, take a half lift. Exhale, step the right foot in line with the left and go into your fold. Now, staying in the fold, notice the left leg. Notice the right leg. Notice any difference you might feel between the two legs. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step that left foot back about 3 feet. Straighten both legs. Remember, you can use your blocks if you need to. Now on your next exhale, fold. Slowly folding, feeling into the right hamstring. Completely releasing the head, lowering it down towards the mat. Little micro movement. Think about sending that right hip back, left hip forward. I don't know about you, but my hamstrings really needed this today. Almost time to come out. Inhale, let's take a half lift. Exhale, step the left foot in line with the right. Go into your fold. Feel into the right leg. Feel into the left leg. Bend the knees. And slowly start to rise up. Now, from here, coming into our standing balance, hip stretch, and also strengthening our standing leg, we'll lift one foot, whichever foot you want to start with, and as you lift your knee, splay it out, bring your ankle to your opposite thigh. From here, you'll reach your arms forward and up, standing figure 4. Now, another option is you can bring your hands down to the mat. Turn this way so you can see what I'm doing. Now, if you want this option and your fingertips don't reach the mat, you can always bring your hands to blocks instead. If you're working with balance and you feel unstable, then I recommend bringing your hands to a wall space in front of you. So taking another couple rounds of breath wherever works for you. Make sure your standing knee isn't going past your toes. The more you lower down, the more you'll feel the stretch intensifying at the hip. Lift the arms, press standing foot to the mat, lift the knee, and then exhale, take the foot down. So we'll do that on the other side. Lifting opposite foot, bringing the ankle towards the thigh above the knee, sitting back, reaching the arms forward and up. And remember your options. Hands can come to the wall. Maybe the fingertips float down to the mat or to the blocks. Sit back. Think about sitting back more than leaning forward. All we have to do here is feel and breathe. And come out. Now both feet are down. Both feet are grounded. You probably felt a lot of engagement at the hips and also stretching. So now, taking a more static movement, we're going to open the feet the width of the mat, toes out, heels in. Deep bend in the knees, sit back. So we're coming into Malasana, our yogic squat. Now, if you notice that your heels don't come all the way down, you can roll your mat or take another mat and position it under the heels to close that gap. You can also sit on your blocks if you need to open the angling at the knees. Now, your palms come together, thumbs to the heart center. As you bring your thumbs to the heart center, your elbows are opening up your knees. Hips are opening. Low back is releasing. Now we can take some micro movements. As we inhale, we can shift weight into the toes. And as we exhale, we can shift weight into the heels. A couple more rounds. Now, keeping the feet centered, we can take some arm options. So maybe the left arm comes in front of the left leg, palm touching down, and then right fingers reach up. So we're twisting to the right. Option to stay here, or if you're ready to go further, you can take a bind, bringing the right arm behind your back, left arm around the left leg. Now the right shoulder opens, gaze up. If this does not feel good to you, no worries. You can re-extend the arms, or you can find center. Now we'll prepare to come into the other side. So taking our options of staying centered or bringing the right arm in front of the right knee, left arm reaching up, gazing up, or option to bring that left arm behind the back, right arm around the leg, fingers meet, left shoulder opens. Remember, if that doesn't feel good in your body, take a different option. Take care of your body. That's what our practice is all about. Now from here, we're going to sit down onto the floor. We are going to revisit this position, but before we do, we're going to give our inner thighs and our hamstrings a chance to open up even more. So we'll take a wide-legged position. As you set this up, make sure that you're feeling your calf muscles and your hamstrings grounded down on the mat. Once you're ready for this, if you'd like a foot stretch, as you inhale, you can point your toes. And as you exhale, you can flex your feet. And then a couple more rounds. Inhale, point the toes. Exhale, flex the feet. One more time. I find this always feels really good to stretch the feet. Now, just let the feet relax, passively relaxing. Hands are in front of you. Inhale, reach the crown of the head up. And as you exhale, walk the hands forward. Now, as you walk the hands forward, you'll feel a stretch at the inner thighs. If it's available to you, maybe you come onto the forearms. If you need support, you can bring a block underneath your forehead. If you're more flexible, you might fold a little deeper, positioning one hand on top of the other, making a pillow for your forehead. And just finding your edge, finding that place of a deep stretch, but not to the point of pain or major discomfort. It Giving ourselves a little more time in this pose. This is going to help set us up for our arm balance option. And on the next inhale, we're slowly going to start to come out, rising up. We're going to come back into that Malasana, the yogic squat. So to get there, you can take your hands underneath your knees. Remember, you want the feet open about the width of the mat. Bring your hands out to the sides to support you as you lift your hips. So ideally, your hips might touch down or they might be lifted. You might stay on the blocks like you did before. This is totally up to you. So just find comfort in your position. You might come back to opening the knees with the elbows, just feeling it out this second time, noticing how it feels. If you're really uncomfortable, remember to sit on the blocks. You can always opt out of this one. You can take child's pose. But this is where we're going to set up for our Firefly. So if you want to go for this arm balance, first make sure that your wrists don't have any limitations. If you've got issues with your wrist, I recommend you opt out of this one. Now to come into our Firefly, we're going to lift the hips and then we're going to take the hands behind the feet and try to work the shoulders under the knees. Now press your palms to the mat and slowly start to lift your feet. So maybe you just lift the toes and that's totally cool. You're already in the balance. You're holding up your entire body with your hands. Or you might start to fly the legs if you want to go deeper. You don't have to do that. Remember, you can just have the feet hovering. And then come out when you're ready. So you can see there why it's important to open the hamstrings, to open the inner thighs before coming into our Firefly. From here, we're going to come back into another child's pose. So based on how your body's feeling now at this point of your practice, decide if you want to go for the back focus with the knees being together. If your shoulders feel really worked, then this will be a great one for you to bring your arms by your sides, relaxing and releasing the shoulders. But alternatively, you can take the other option of knees wide, fingertips reaching forward, if you want to continue to stretch the hips. Let's take another round of breath here. Inhale, we'll slowly start to rise up. Exhale, walk the hands towards the body. So we're coming into a straight spine, reaching the crown of the head up. Keeping the legs very much in this position, we're just going to bring the knees together if yours aren't already. And we'll lift the hips enough to curl the toes. And as we curl the toes, we'll sit the hips back onto the heels. So taking an opportunity for a nice foot stretch. I really recommend this because of our standing balance with our one foot supporting us while the rest of our body was up. We can cause a little tension there with that hold. So this is a really nice way to release that and just to release any stored up stress that tends to hang out in this area. So just letting that go, noticing how good this feels for your feet. And then lifting the hips, taking the feet out to one side, coming into a seat. We're going to come into our double fire log, deep, deep hip stretch. So for our double fire log, you're going to start off with one leg grounded first. And when you look at this leg, the knee is bent. You want the ankle in line with the knee. Opposite leg comes on top. So the top ankle is on the bottom knee. Top knee is hovering above the bottom ankle. Now, when you look down in your lap, you'll see an upside down triangle. Your hips might already feel a stretch, so you can stay here if you'd like. If you need a deeper stretch for your hips, your fingertips can come outside of your legs, or you can reach them forward. Take an inhale breath. And as you exhale, lean forward. As you lean forward, feel this deep, deep hip stretch intensify. Know that if you feel pain, you need to back out. Know that the more you fold, the deeper you're going to stretch this area. So it's totally up to you, depending on what your body needs. If you've got tight hips, this might feel a little challenging, but remember you can sit straight up. Relax the head. On your next inhale, lift the head up. Walk the hands towards the body. Now, before we do this on the other side, we're going to incorporate a spinal twist. So if your right leg is on top, you're going to bring your right tricep to your right foot. If your left foot is on top, you're going to bring your left tricep to your left foot. So let's start off with our palms together. Look down, realize, notice what leg of yours is on top. Lift your elbows so your elbows are in line with your wrist. Take an inhale breath. As you exhale, bring your tricep to the arch of your foot and then twist a little deeper, bringing your chest towards your thumbs. Maybe you gaze up. We'll hold here for another couple rounds of breath. On your next inhale, use your energy to lift your arms, bring your torso to center. Exhale, release the hands. Now we're going to do those two options, double fire log and then spinal twist on the other side. So whatever leg of yours is on top, you're now going to bring it to the bottom. Remember to bring your ankle in line with your knee and then stack your other leg. This is our double fire log, also known as Agni Stambasana. This is one of my all-time favorite yoga postures because I love hip openers and I find that this feels amazing. So once the legs are set up, fingertips come down. Inhale, reach the crown of the head up. And as you exhale, lean forward. Pause anywhere you need to. We've got several rounds of breath here, so take your time coming into this hip opener. If and when you're ready to go deeper, just slowly continue to fold. If you notice that you're holding any tension, just try to relax. Try to soften. It's difficult to stretch when we're holding on to tension. So maybe you find yourself back to your breath. Preparing to come out. On an inhale breath, slowly start to lift your head. Exhale, walk your hands towards your body. Keep the legs as they are. We'll come into our spinal twist on this side. So remember, whatever leg is on top, the same side arm is going to find the arch of the foot, tricep to foot. Palms come together, elbows lift. Deep inhalation through the nostrils. Exhale, twist, tricep to the arch of the foot. Twist a little deeper, bringing your heart towards your thumbs. Gaze up. Now, preparing to come out on an inhale breath. Use your energy, lift the arms, find center. And then exhale, just let the hands float down. If this is comfortable for you, maybe you stay seated in this position. At this point of our practice, you've got the option to come into Shavasana, our posture of integration, our time of practicing presence and just being in our body, giving ourselves permission to find that stillness. For our practice today, I recommend about 10 minutes of Shavasana. It's totally up to you whether you want to take it or not. If you're really feeling this energy and you want to apply it to what you're doing in your day today, then maybe you opt out of your Shavasana. However, if you've been needing self-care, then I do recommend taking it, and I do recommend taking it after each yoga class. But this is your practice and up to you, your choice. At this point, we will close out here together. Thank you so much for allowing me to guide you. It is my honor and pleasure to share this practice with you. Namaste.